Hey, welcome to episode 6 of this blind let's play of the Banner Saga. We're just resting up on our way to Frostvella, so let's get back on the road. At a small split in the trail, a few fighters stop to speak with you, each carrying a single pack. We recognise this place, one man says. Spent several years here with some kin. If they're still around, we have to warn them of what's coming. With luck, we'll find you again in less than a week. I mean, I kind of want to do 1 and 3, you know? Everyone is free to do as they please. And I hope you do well. But we'll wish them well. You nod your understanding. Kin is kin, you say. Do what you must to protect them. The man claps you on the shoulder and the fighters depart. Yeah, I mean, you know, every man deserves to be able to protect his family, so... Complaints of Raffensvater's excessive drinking have resurfaced. This time the man stumbled over some tent ropes, pulled the snagged canvas through a campfire, nearly setting a supply wagon aflame. Clansmen put out the fire on both the wagon and Raffensvater's leg before leading him to you. Yeah, dude, like, what are you doing? Raffensvater groggily agrees, slurring his way through promises to quit being such a nuisance. Many of the onlookers snort or roll their eyes, or go back to their business. Somehow you'll doubt it'll be long before Raffensvater manages to find another drink, whether you'll allow it or not. Well, we're just gonna have to see how we go. Dredge! Shouts a man from the back of the caravan. It's Raffensvater, the unabashed drunk, staggering toward you looking not entirely sober. He screams again, pointing to trees in the distance. Fear races through the caravan as fighters pull their weapons. Scouts return with no sightings, and furious men surround Raffensvater. Honestly, he's creating so many problems. He's just, you know, they can't kill a man for getting drunk, even though he is causing tremendous problems. Let's just get rid of him. The man's meagre belongings and some food are thrown in a pile as everyone moves on. He's tied loosely to a tree. You expect he'll break his bonds eventually once he sobers up. Please, I swear, he pleads to your back, finally realising his plight. Whether his dredge were imagined or not, you don't expect to see him again.
Once a strong, thriving city, the walls of Frostvella now just keep the howling winds at bay. With luck, they'll hold out against dredge as well.
You jostle through fallow crowds of sunken faces who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostvella for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. This is not looking good. Why are there so many people in the fields? We can't stay outside in the open like this. Oddleif finds you amongst the many refugees. Rook, I've talked to some of the women here. Nobody is being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with Varl from Blotsbalka, Greyhorn, people from Bitra, all the nearby villages. The dredge are everywhere. And the chieftain of Frostvella has locked himself in his great hall. That's when they close the gates. When the dredge come, these hills will turn red. We have to get in there. Where else could we go? With our whole caravan? South, but Sigerholm or Bursgard are so far away, they may as well be horseborn lands. The Dredge are moving south. If we keep going west, we might get out of their path. Wormtow is half as far as Sigerholm, and full of Val. And across the wastes, these people won't make it. I don't like any of these ideas. That's because they're all bad. There's no point talking about leaving. We have to get in there. I think we just, you know, I do want to know more, but honestly, we just need to get in the walls somehow. I can get that gate open. Let's see if there's another way before we start breaking down gates. I wasn't going to break it, just push really hard. Oh, this game's definitely got a sense of humour. Love it. Right, I just need to nip. I'll be back in a sec. Hello, sorry about that. Right, to the gate. You approach the gate where hundreds of people have gathered. In the trodden, bloody space in front of the doors, several pin-cushioned bodies lie unclaimed, as though they simply belong there. Oh, Jesus. Arches up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Men and women below intermittently call for mercy and reason, when they're not flinging stones and curses. Let's find out more first. You spend an hour talking to different people who all have the same story. A couple days ago, the chieftain shut himself in, closed the gates, and refused any more refugees. They've got huge stores of supplies in there too, adds one man. They're just hoarding them. We're from Skogger. Open the gates, you shout to the archers, not expecting much. You get as much response as you expected. Man, either do you really expect to push these gates open? Dude, there's like people riddled with arrows. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm willing to try, grunts Ivor, despite sizing up doors that look like they could hold back an army. And when men start shooting arrows and pouring out to stop you, then you kill them, he says. You're not sure this is the most sound plan. Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lose you. They're just gonna fucking riddle you with arrows. This is a terrible idea, you say. We don't even know how many are in there. Ivor folds his arms. He seems almost relieved that he didn't have to live up to his earlier boast. Archers up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. You leave the crowds and head back down the hill. There are a lot of people gathered around the rest houses, says Oddleaf, pointing. Maybe we can find help there, or at least make ourselves useful. There's no point trying to like batter your way in. You're just gonna die. Right, market, heroes, rest, by the rest houses. That's where she said to go, wasn't it? So you spend the whole day at the rest houses. Everyone gives you the same story. The chieftain just shut himself in his great hall and closed the gates. There are a lot of wounded people here, Adelaide. We could help them. The rest house is overflowing with refugees, the sick and wounded, and noise. Yeah, let's help them out. Alette and Oddleaf spend the day along with others in your caravan treating wounds, most of which came from the archers at the gates. I overheard from one woman that the city has been sending carts with food around, Oddleaf tells you. Could be a way in, Ivor replies. Next time they send a car, we bring it back in. Oddleaf protests. Aside from leading to a fight, it would probably mean no more food for the refugees. Oh, it does sound tempting. It does sound tempting. Although, if they don't send any more food out, then the guys just you know, at least with Dredge you've got a fighting chance, you can fight, but if you ain't got food, that you know, you can't just magic food, so maybe leave it alone. I don't want to get involved if others are going to suffer for it. You return to what you were doing. You put the clamour of the rest house behind you. I still think we should be getting in that city, says Ivor, spying the gates on the hill. So that was it, was it? That was our option. I was hoping maybe there'd be something else, you know, where we could kind of sneak in. Right, okay. You take the opportunity to rest. The caravan eats, talks with others and feels a little better in general. Everyone but Ivor, who is anxious about being out in the open. Late in the day you notice a crowd forming around a man shouting about something. Well, you know, he's leader now, he needs to see what the hell's going on. Let's go see. The commotion is turning into an angry mob who are becoming ever more furious about being kept out of the city. You overhear them talking about attacking the archers on the walls and breaking through the gate. Hogan and Mogan join in and fan the rising flames. I won't let my family die in a field like dogs, shouts Hogan. He turns to you. Do this thing, Rook. We need you again. I honestly think you're all just gonna get fucking riddled. Better we beg you not to stay. We'll not wait out here another day. Despite your protests, they join the growing mob heading towards the gates. Archers on the city walls don't hesitate to fling arrows at them, and many fall immediately. The rest powerless to do anything to the gates. Soon the disillusioned mobs has been scattered, with nothing to show for it but dead bodies, amongst which you spot 2 red tunics filled with arrows. You curse and turn away. After a long day of argument, you all finally agree to digging in with the other refugees if you have to. Are you sure there's no other option? Sooner or later the dredge will come. Probably sooner. Wow. That's amazing. Chance of 2 times strength damage. Attacks never deflected. Knockback on strength attacks of 5. But we don't have anyone yet. I mean, we just wasted all that renown on bloody Hogan and Mogan. Thanks for that, lads. Just run off and get yourself peppered with arrows. Well, I'm glad we didn't bloody join them. Otherwise that would have been us as well. God, is there nothing else? We've already tried the gate. And there's just no option left to us. And it makes sense, you know, we're just gonna get fucking riddled outside the gate, so settle in for the long haul. All we can do is be ready. You settle in, you're not sure how long, but you know it's the best you can do for now. Ooh, new chapter. Haken, we're back. I wasn't able to get as many warriors from Strand as you wanted, and only half as many weapons. You perk up, just now realising Mogger has been talking to you. Since Wagner died, everyone has been looking to you to make the decisions. It's exhausting. Hakon. Yeah, I heard you. I was saying, the Varl we sent to Strand have returned. The governor gave us most of what we wanted. It'll have to do. Much resistance from the governor. Got the impression he wasn't too impressed by our visit. A man named Eric had something to say about each request I made. To the depths with that old bastard and his lackeys. Eric. I met him. Didn't care for him. Regardless, the governor will have to get over it unless he wants Dredge crawling through his streets. We've put down every slag that has wandered through here while you were gone. Enough flapping of mouths, then. You sure that wound is healed, Ludin? I agree. Enough has already gone wrong. If something happens to the prince on a mission of peace, the alliance would rot. Or worse. Yeah. They're right, Ludin. Return to Strand. Just go home. Why? Aren't you the fabled dredge killers? How did you let them get this far south? We're not watchmen for the world. Watch your tone. If they're here, and something has gone wrong at Schlid, then you shouldn't be here. We would only be made to do this again later, and I will not suffer it all a second time. Either take us through the wandering road, or do your job and slaughter some dredge. Ludin turns abruptly with a scowl. He stamps back to his ring of tents and followers. Wandering road's not an option with this many. I could crush that boy's skull with one hand. If Ludin won't be deterred, you'll have to deal with it. Don't let Ludin get to you. Let's go. I'm sick of looking at this dump. What do I tell the warriors, Hakon? You know, he's so upset after his best mates died. Tell them we cover the mountainside in dredge bodies. Good. Give the word and we'll set off. Oh, so we've got some people that we can talk to. That's cool. Let's go talk to the old guy, Udin. You knew him well, didn't you? Wagner? No. Ah, well, I don't know. I remember him. Always rushing around with some important business, but I never knew him. Never got a chance to talk much. Longer than I did in any case. I suppose so. When he spoke, Varl listened. I knew that. I could use help there. The scrivener leans back, considering the sentiment. I've seen worse. They respect you for your ability to swing an axe. They need to respect you for your actions. But you're not talking to the right Varl. Mogger's got some skill there. Most I can do is hold a quill. You consider what to say next. Yeah, what are you always putting down in that journal? Why are you always writing? How do you mean? What do I write? I write what happens. They've got a banner in Arborang for that, you know. You mean a long banner? Yeah, the Menders wove up something that writes its own history. You want my opinion? I don't trust it. No? Tells a broad story. I think there's some value in the narrow. Whose story does it write? Mine? Theirs? Ludin's? Gods forbid. Ha, you relic. The gods have been dead a long time. Oh, have they? Old habits, I suppose. You know, I have heard that you were a terror in your day, though. Do you know how old I am? Dare I ask? I'm competing, you know. Nobody knows how old we all can get, naturally. There's one by the name of Snorri. He's got a few years on me, just hunkers in Grofheim collecting rhyme. Bastard might actually beat me. Another one named Crummer is close, I think. The adult son of a bitch still welcomes a fight. He'll probably be off before I am, although... The Scrivener gestures around him, as if to remind you of the current situation. You chuckle. Anyway, point is, what difference does it make? I'm just a delivery bairn for your under now. Can't remember half what I've done. Hence the journal? Hence? Don't get fancy on my behalf, Aiken. Okay, I won't. So, what happened to the sun? Gods, how should I know? Never seen something like this before. Are you worried? Some of the Val in the caravan think the world's coming to an end. Others think that it's the best thing that could happen. No more black months. I'll take it, if it's the end. I'm ready. What about the rest of us? To the depths with you. Ha! Get some rest. Always more marching. I've hoofed more hills than a horse born with a grudge. Don't worry about me. Alright, so we need to talk to this guy. Are you gonna please back us up? We need some help. Politically. I'd ask how you're dealing with Wagner's death, but I already know the answer. Do you? Steady old mogger, which is good. I know most of these Val, but they're not under my command. They came to follow Wagner. Tell you the truth, I won't want to be in your position either. What, haven't you ever wanted to be in command? More than I am? Any more rope and I'd hang myself. I doubt that. I forget, you weren't around back then. At one point I had more rope. I hung myself. Oh my god, that is black humour. That is black humour. So no, I'm not interested in command. It's all yours. Thanks. Oh. Throw together this many Val, half of them want to hit each other, the rest just want to be left alone. Anyone I should keep an eye on? There's a couple of clan leaders trying to show off for each other. Not a big deal, I've got it under control. The fighters we just got from Strand aren't bad, but they're unruly. Give it a few days. And there are a few moaning about fighting for you instead of Ognir. Now those are the ones to worry about. What about Ludin's men? They don't want to hear anything from me, I know that. Any problems? Could be. Ludin's pet Varl is named Bercy. I'm not sure where he came from or what his deal is. Bastard knows how to fight, but there's something I do not like about him. His girl in red is scary too, Irsa. She's probably the best fighter Ludin's got, to be honest. I've overheard some the Varl call her the witch. Why? The flaming arrows, I think. It's a good trick, but the fire upsets our Varl more than the dredge. Still doesn't make much sense. Witch? They're not scholars, Hakon. I think they're mostly just afraid of her. Nah, that makes more sense. Don't let her find out. So, what do you think about the plan to cover the mountainside in dredge? This many Val? Nah, we should be alright. Things could get rough though. I don't like being the one to send Val to their deaths. I like worrying about myself, and that's the extent of it. Who would have expected Wagner to drop like that to a couple of slag? I'm still wondering what happened. He had hundreds of dead slag to his name. I don't get it. It just happens sometimes. No big moment. I'm sure it surprised him even more than us. Although, I have to wonder... Nah, never mind. Anyway, I'll worry about the warriors. You worry about not doing something stupid. That's asking a lot. What were you holding back? I'd rather not say, Akon. Why not? It's the kind of thing that would get stuck in your head, and you need a clear one. It's better if you let me worry about it. you know, I've got to run this camp. You can be my second in command. I'm not sure you should keep things to yourself. I mean, you did try and hang yourself, so yeah, tell me. How did Wagner die? He ran into Dredge, wasn't expecting it. When we found him, he was lying face down, like he was struck from behind. Did he really get taken down by some random slag? Who else was there? You think Ludin? He probably didn't, but... Damn it. We should keep an eye on that bastard. If you see anything else, tell me. I will. Let's get back to it. Let me know if you need anything else. I will. Okay. 2 points available. Okay, Shield Master. Let's get your damage up. Damage is quite low, isn't it? So, Gunnulf. Okay. Let's get to market. Oh, did it say map? I thought it said market. What's happened? Did I click on the wrong thing? I must have done. What does it say? Oh yes, map. Is there not a market? I'd quite like to buy something. No? Right, okay. Right, well, next episode we will get on our way. Yeah, see you then. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.